In the 1930s, baby cages were quite common in Britain. These cages are considered one of the most useless inventions in history. With the help of these dangling cages, parents literally hung their babies out of the window. Stay tuned with us to find out why parents should do such a thing to their kids. Welcome to another Cracked History Facts video. So, what exactly is a baby cage? As the name clearly suggests, outdoor baby cages were actually mesh cages attached to the apartment windows, much like a window unit air conditioner. This innovation, which is now considered one of the most stupid inventions ever, was invented in the United States in 1922. In the 1930s, baby cages really took off in London and permitted city-dwelling mothers to deliver their babies a bit of fresh air when heading down to the local park just wasn't a choice. Still, their main origin idea goes back to the book The Care and Feeding of Children by Dr. Luther Emmett in 1884. In his book, Emmett describes in detail why infants should be kept outdoors and need to be aired. Fresh air is needed to purify and renew their blood, improve their appetite, help their digestion system, make their cheeks rosy and oink, and that's how the symptoms of health appear in them. Parents at the time believed that keeping their children outdoors could strengthen their immune system and make them able to withstand diseases like common colds. Some parents exposed their infants to cold temperatures both outside and inside. They used cold water bathing to grant their kids a certain immunity to catching minor illnesses. In this situation, when Dr. Luther Emmett advised simply putting a kid in a basket near an open window, some parents took it a step further and hung their kids out of the window in cages. The first patent for a child cage was registered in 1924 in Washington by Emma Reed. She invented the portable baby cage and believed that she provided an escape for kids in overcrowded environments by putting them in cages. These cages became popular in London in the 1930s among apartment dwellers who did not have access to a park or a backyard. It is not clear exactly when the popularity of baby cages declined, but this may be related to growing concerns about child safety in the second half of the 20th century. As crazy as it seems, some parents were always fans of these cages. They thought that sleeping out and getting cold air made their kids strong and healthy. The baby cages were tiny cages that were more appropriate for keeping a pet in it rather than a kid. They were made of wire netting and supported on the side with the cloth net to prevent the kid from crawling back into the room. Chicken wire and metal were used to attach the cage to the external part of the window frame. This was a great idea for mothers because they simply put their babies in the wired baskets, attended to other demands at home, and were sure that their kids were getting stronger immune systems. Some would include toys to keep the kids busy for hours in these cages. At the time, this act was the rave of the moment. The apartment owners of London would intentionally lure families into their building by making provisions for outdoor baby cages. When World War II started in Britain and many other countries in Europe, there was a gradual reduction in the usage of these outdoor baby cages. This might be interesting to know that outdoor baby cages became popular after the end of the World War. Although its popularity increased again, finally, its use completely stopped in the 1950s. Surprisingly, there were no cases that reported any injury or death resulting from the use of outdoor baby cages. The vogue of baby cages is supposed to have declined sometime during the late 20th century when perceptions about child safety started to change. As the laws evolved, there were raising concerns around kids' security and care in the late 20th century, making parents more aware of the dangers of doing this. Eventually, they stopped this practice, although there are no injuries on record to have come about due to using this invention. Apart from safety and care concerns, a lack of scientific validity also caused a considerable decline in the popularity of these outdoor baby cages. Thank you for watching. Feel free to check out our other history videos.